aka Spirit of Reminiscence, and I swear this is the last video that's going up tonight. So I decided to do the gender tag, I guess. So it's a list of 10 questions. I will name them off as such. Sorry to pull it up here. So question 1 is, how do you self-identify with your well, it's basically what gender do you identify with and what does that definition mean to you? What pronouns honor you? Describe the style of clothing you wear. Talk about the choices with your body hair. How do you style your hair? Do you have facial hair? What do you choose to shave? Choose not to shave? Talk about cosmetics. Do you wear makeup? Do you paint your nails? What types of soaps and perfumes do you use, if you use any? Have you ever experienced being misgendered? If so, how often? Okay. Do you experience dysphoria? How does that affect you? Talk about children. Are you interested in having children? Would you want to carry a child if that were an option for you? Do you want to be the primary caretaker for any children you have? Talk about money. Is it important to you to provide for a family financially if you choose to have one? Is it important that you earn more money than any partner you may have? Do you prefer to pay for things like dates? Are you uncomfortable when others pay or offer to pay for you? Anything else you want to share about your experience with gender? So I'll go through them 1 through 10. And number 1, what gender do you identify with, and what does that definition mean to you? I identify as a transgender male, as explained in the last 2 videos. The definition is that I identify as male, and I plan to transition from female to male, hopefully soon. What pronouns honor you? I usually go by he, him pronouns, but they, them is perfectly fine for me. I mean, in rare occasions, I'll let she, her pronouns slide, depending on if you know me personally enough or not. Describe the style of clothing you wear. According to some people, they say I wear more androgynous clothing, although I am trying to wear more masculine clothing more often now. Like, an example of feminine clothing I wear like feminine skinny jeans, basically any feminine pants, because I'm small for my age. I'm like 5'2" and I'm 17, and you know that doesn't make me feel good. And I'm small in terms of like stature and size, so it's hard for me to find like male clothing and the size I need. So it's hard for me. Talk about your choices with body hair. How do you style your hair? Do you have facial hair? What do you choose to shave or choose not to shave? With this short hair, I recently got it done last Monday. And it was a big transition for me because I've always had long hair. So, having it cut off, having it like this, it feels good. It makes me feel more masculine in a sense. And it just feels good to have short hair because I've been wanting to have short hair for a while. How do I style this? I usually put gel in it, just like scoosh it back like this. So this little part is not in my eye because sometimes it likes to get in there and it's annoying. Other types of body hair, of course, underarm hair, pubic hair. Everyone has that. Beach fuzz. I've learned that some trans males shave the beach fuzz. I've shaved it like twice, and I don't know how that's gonna affect anything, but it may do something. Talk about cosmetics. I hate makeup. I don't paint my nails anymore. The only exception to painting my nails is if I'm painting them black. Really. That was like sophomore year, but I don't paint my nails anymore, obviously. What types of soaps and perfumes do you use, if any? I use the soap my mom buys for me and my brother to use. So, yeah. Have you experienced being misgendered? If so, how often? And I'll also add this one in. Do you experience dysphoria, and how does that affect you? Misgendered pretty much all the time, and that's difficult for me. And that adds on to the dysphoria I already feel about myself. And I usually feel unconfident with myself. I feel less self-confident. I feel like my self-esteem is lowered with being misgendered and my dysphoria. So it's mostly a negative effect on me, even though sometimes I have to let it slide. On to non-depressing topics. Talk about children. Are you interested in having children? Would you want to carry a child if that were an option for you? Do you want to be the primary taker for any children you may have? I personally have been wanting a child, or considered, or would want a child when the time comes. Of course, I wouldn't want to carry that child, as in, giving birth, the whole shabam, but, maybe, most likely adopting. I would probably want 2 children, hopefully a boy and a girl. If not, 2 boys, 2 girls, that's fine. Or just 1 child. Do you want to be the primary caretaker for any children you have? I think it's important to split it with you and your partner. It's kind of like this quote I found about love. It's kind of the same that I would think. That, if someone's giving maybe, it's usually 50-50. So if someone is giving like 70% and they're working harder, the other person still has to put in the 30% that it's needed to take care of your child. And same with like being 90-10, 75-25, 60-40. I think it should be an even balance. Talk about money. Is it important to you to provide for a family financially if you choose to have one? Is it important to you that you earn more than any partner you may have? Do you prefer to pay for things like dates? Are you uncomfortable when others pay for you or offer to pay for you? Financially, I think it would be important, like caretaking, that it should be an equal share. If not, one person may want to make more than the other to keep the balance equal. I don't think it's important for me to earn more money than my partner, whoever it may be in the future. That I think it should be equal. If it means I have to make more money, it means I have to make more money, and I have to be okay with that. Last 2 questions. Do you prefer to pay for things for others? I usually do when I go out to lunch with my friends Ari and Murphy. That happened every Thursday last school year, I should say, junior year. I always pay for it. It was like about $60 a week out of my own wallet, and that's more than I made. That's more than I usually make a week at my job. So it was hard for me to do it, and whenever they offered to pay, I'm like, no, unless they force it to me. And are you uncomfortable when others pay for you or offer to pay for you? Very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. I don't like people paying for me. Unless I feel like a greedy little thing, and I'll be all like, hey, buy this for me, and yeah, that's probably one of the only times I'll let people pay for me. And anything else you want to share about your experience with gender? Check my last video. No, not my last video, but the video before that. My explanation with my sexuality and gender. That tells how I got to identify as transgender, and also how I got to being comfortable with being pararomantic demisexual. If you have any comments, questions, conversation topics, if you want to talk to me, drop it in the comments. I'll be happy to answer your questions, talk to you guys, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. So, yeah.